Welcome back, everybody. My name is Kavika and I am the Squared Circle Scholar, and today I thought I might do something just a little bit different than what I normally do, and that would be looking at some old wrestling trading cards. We have WWF, WCW, 90s and 80s, and I'm not exactly sure what all is in these packs, but I'm so excited to find out. I want to be very clear. I have not been paid by any of these stores that I am going to mention throughout the video. I bought these with my own money. I'm doing this just for fun, and I'm giving them a shout out because I appreciate them having these old things that we now get to open 30, 20, 40 years later. The first one I'm going to start with is this one right here. I got this from the lovely India from Squeakers on Etsy. Down below in the description is going to be a code that you can use at her store for 10% off, or you can join her mailing list for 15% off. And before I forget, she also sent along this nice sticker of the Pokemon Sandslash. One of my favorite Pokemon, not my favorite. My favorite is Scyther. I don't know if you can see him up there, but this is definitely one of my favorites, and it's a sticker, so it's going to go on my water bottle. So I'm kind of nervous to open these cards because they're so old and I don't want to mess them up or anything. I've got little sleeves. I don't know if you can see that on camera. And then I've also got top loaders for them all because I want to keep these as nice as possible. So we're starting with this one pack that I was given from Squeakers. Also, here's the sticker, if you couldn't see it well in the intro video. Well, without further ado, let's rip it open. Uh-oh. It does not want to open. There we go. We're in. I'm trying to also keep the packs in somewhat of decent condition as well. I would like to keep them as well. But let's see what we got. So SmackDown. So of course it's got Mankind, and I believe that's the Big Boss Man on the front, just below the WWF. Anyways, here we go. First card, wow, what a first card. Vince McMahon, the man they don't talk about anymore. Let's see what we got here. Oh, it's just a little fact, 1999 Royal Rumble. All right, and then we got The Rock. This is old Rock. And we got Vince McMahon and Mankind. I'm not sure who that is. I'm not even sure if that's a character or just somebody they were messing with. But it's when he's in the hospital. I wonder if it was that time when Stone Cold came in and beat the crap out of him. Here we have, who is this? Why does she not look familiar to me? Deborah, that's probably why. I don't know who Deborah is. The lovely Deborah turned millions of fans into animal lovers when she introduced her puppies to the World Wrestling Federation. Wow, this card would definitely not fly today. And then we got Kane. What a card. Let's see. Kane, the Big Red Machine. More like Big Red Dope. Sure, Kane is one of the biggest superstars in the Federation, but he's nowhere near smart enough to pose a challenge to my corporate ministry. Case closed. Wow. I didn't realize these were going to be just picture cards. And then we got Vince and Shane McMahon here. Shane stares down his father. Wow. I really like this collection. Whole bunch of different things. Deborah, I'm still trying to place Deborah. I have no idea who Deborah is. Maybe somebody down in the comments below can tell me. But I gotta say, this is probably my favorite card. The Kane, and then probably Mankind. Of course, it would be the two guys who wear masks and you can't even see their face. So like I said, I'm going to go ahead and sleeve all these and everything afterwards, so that way they stay nice and protected. And I also, like I said, got the top loaders for them, so that way they even stay more protected than probably what needs to be for these cards, but I want to keep them as nice as possible. So maybe, you know, somewhere down the line, other people can see them other than this video, you know, in person and everything. I think that'd be pretty cool. As I was putting these cards into their top loaders and everything, these cards were, there was one card stuck to the Rock card. So the Rock's in his top loader, looking all fine and dandy right there. But right behind him, stuck, we've got Chyna. And I used to love watching Chyna as a kid. She was like the strongest woman I had ever seen in my life. So I'm really happy I got this card. This and Kane is probably my favorite card now. Easily. Like, probably number 1 and Kane number 2. The next packs that we're going to look at come from the Old Time Junk Shop. And here they are right here. I believe this one is the same as the last one, but just a different set. And then this one is a WrestleMania's Collector's Cards Edition, WWF. So I think this one is from the 80s. The Old Time Junk Shop's link to their Etsy store will also be in the description down below. Now we're on to the Old Time Junk Shop, and these are the 2 packs. And I think I'm going to start with this one because I'm thinking it's going to be like the previous one. So we're going to start with this, and I'll try to make sure that I rifle through all the cards and not have the same mistake of where they stick together, because there should be 6 cards per pack. How many did this one have? This one says 7, so this one should have 6. So let's see what we got in here. Oh, this one was a little more kind to me, opening up. All right, I see Shamrock. I know who that is. But we're gonna start with this card first. Oh, we got a little holographic card. I don't know if you can actually see that, but that's cool. Is it Billy Gunn or Mr. Ass? Whoa, we got some bangers in this one. Is this one like completely different? I wonder if it says on the back. 22 gold signature cards, autograph cards. I think those are just possibilities of what it could have. So here, I'm gonna just try to flip it real quick. Okay, there we go. Yep, Mr. Ass. See, this is more of what I was thinking. It would have their stats. He's 6'4", 268 pounds. This is more of what I thought, instead of like just like a moment where it's like that. But this is cool. So we got Mr. Ass, and I think you already saw the next one. But it's Stone Cold Steve Austin and his arch nemesis, Mr. McMahon. Oh my goodness. So what is this? Stone Cold takes the gold. WrestleMania 15. Wow, these cards are crazy. I don't know if you can see that, but it's got like little thunderbolts in them. That's a really cool card. And then we got some women. Who is that? Jacqueline? PMS, Jacqueline, yeah, and Terry Runnels. Another thing that probably wouldn't fly in WWE again today, PMS. Ooh, and we got the Hardy Boys with the, if I flash it just right, I think you can see the WWF logo behind them. That's cool. And, oh, what's his name? That's going to bother me. Let's see real quick. Natives, Michael Hayes, Michael P. Hayes, right? Same dude? Or am I getting the 2 confused? I'm not sure, but that's a really cool card. I've always been a big fan of the Hardy Boys. And to go along with the Hardy Boys, we have Edge and Christian, and what is his name? Gangrel, the what, new brood, new blood, something like that. The Brood, the New Brood, I think, was a different faction at the time. That's awesome. I got the Brood, Edge and Christian, essentially, and the Hardy Boys all in one pack. Now that's awesome. And then we have here Ken Shamrock, and if you look at it, that's also Mr. Ass from the first card of this pack, right here. And this one it's just got him. I will say I love these cards, even the ones from the first pack. but I think I like this card a lot more just because it has their facts. You know, career highlights, hardcore championship, tag team championship, 1999 King of the Ring winner. Like, to me, that's cool. That's awesome. But I love all these cards. If I had to pick one that I like the most, it's like, most people would probably say this one just because it's Stone Cold, but I gotta go with the Hardy Boys. I was such a big Hardy Boys fan growing up that these are like top tier to me. All right, and now we are moving on to the history of WrestleMania collector's cards. I still have no idea what that says. Senior 2? I'm not sure. But there's 15 new collectible cards per pack. It doesn't say like the other ones if it'll have anything special or not. So let's see what kind of WrestleMania collector's cards we're going to get. And hopefully this pack will be nice to me too and just open right up. Oh. There we go. There we go. It's got some give. There we go. And I'm going to flip it out like that so we can't see anything. All right. Who we got here? Who we got here? Is that Junkyard Dog? Let's see. Intercontinental Champion at the time. Greg the Hammer Time Vallon defending the belt successfully against the Junkyard Dog in the first WrestleMania at Madison Square Garden. What a card. First WrestleMania. Now that's cool. I'm pretty sure my mom would love that because this is her era of wrestling. And then here we've got, I have no clue. Not a clue. If I hear this guy's name, I'll probably be like, all right, I know who that is. This guy, not a clue who that is. But let's see. In the opening match in WrestleMania, Tito Santana, there we go, battled the Masked Executioner. Yeah, not a clue. Oh, they're numbered. Or is this just like number 1 for this pack? I think that might be what it is. This is number 1 for the pack. This is number 2. And then we've got number 3, Hulk Hogan, the man like nobody cares about anymore. After beating Roddy Piper and Paul Orndorff in a tag team match with Mr. T, the Hulkster posed. So this is right after his tag team match with good old Mr. T. Here we got, this is just a match. I don't know if you can really see that. I can barely tell who's even in this photo. But let's see. In the match, WWF Tag Team titles, Dream Team, Greg the Hammer Time Vallon, Brutus the Barber Beefcake, winning it with British Bulldog, Davey Boy Smith, and the Dynamite Kid. Yeah. I still can't tell when I'm looking at it in real life. Once again, these probably aren't the greatest pictures because of the kind of cameras they had back then. And I'm assuming this is like a battle royale right here. That's what I'm going to assume. When the bell rang to open the battle royal, NFL football greats and the wrestlers traded blows in desperation. Each athlete tried to vane. So was there like a match where it was football players versus wrestlers? That's kind of cool. Now this is a card. Andre the Giant and Bobby the Brain Heenan. Come on, dude. What is that? WrestleMania. I'm not good with Roman numeral 6. The WrestleMania 6 right there. When the Colossal Connection lost the WWF Tag Team belts to Demolition, manager Bobby Heenan lambasted Andre the Giant. After a while, the Giant let loose his rage on the Brain. That's a cool card. That is a really cool card. I'm happy I got Andre the Giant in one of these packs. That's awesome. And then here, who's that? Haku? The Haku right there. And then one of the Demolition Boys. Haku caught Smash in a backslide. Yep, that's exactly who it is. Haku and who? Who do they say? Smash? That's cool. And here we go. Again, Haku and Smash and Crash, I think is their names, right? From Demolition. Smash rammed Haku's skull into Axe. Smash and Crash probably would have been, 2 on the nose for WWE at the time. So we got 2 Haku cards. Probably the same match, I would imagine. Here we got Mr. Perfect and Brutus the Barber Beefcake, right? Yeah, Brutus Beefcake, prior to winning his WrestleMania 6 altercation, hammerlocked Mr. Perfect. And we got a Mr. Perfect card. This is cool. I like these little moments that they have here. Is that Warrior pinning Hogan? I think it is. Warrior pinning Hogan. Let's see. Once he big splashed the Hulkster, the Warrior lay across him to gain the WWF Championship. That's awesome. And I just noticed, I haven't been noticing, but this one says 145. This one here, this was the Brutus Beefcake and Mr. Perfect one. This is 144. So I wonder if they just like go out of order sometimes just to give you a mix up of different things. But that's awesome. Warrior winning the belt right then and there. That is awesome. And here we go, Brutus the Barber Beefcake. I really like this card, the inclusion of the scissors and everything. Or, yeah, scissors, because he's a barber. Duh. And this is what I like seeing. I like seeing the facts. I like the little thing. This is the kind of card I really enjoy. Don't get me wrong. Don't get me wrong. This is cool. But this is what I like. This is more like a sports card, you know? Like if you got a basketball card, you get their stats and everything. But that's cool. Brutus the Barber Beefcake. And the Ultimate Warrior. No longer with us. Rest in peace. The Bushwhackers. Yeah, there we go. The Bushwhackers. I don't know much about these guys, but I do remember them walking all crazy down, you know, going like that down to the ring. If you know, you know. The Rockers. So technically speaking here, I have a Shawn Michaels card. Technically, that's Shawn Michaels. I'm pretty sure Shawn Michaels was the one with the blonde hair. And then that's Marty Jannetty. That's cool. The high-flying Rockers, Marty Jannetty and Shawn Michaels can take the air. That's awesome. Combined weight, 463 pounds. That's some big boys. And then we've got the Dream. Dusty Rhodes in the polka dots. That is really cool. That is really cool. That's awesome. All these packs so far have been absolutely amazing. And last but certainly not least, we have Ian's Record Clocks, who gave us all of these. We have a WWF Classic, and then we have 4 packs of WCW cards. These ones I'm really excited to open because we know how crazy WCW was. There's no telling what's in these. Ian's store will also be in the description below. And now we are heading into the mother load. I think I'm gonna start with the WCW cards and leave the classic WWF for last. Take a break from the WWF for a little bit, and we're gonna knock through all 4 of these packs. Now, I don't know how many cards are in each one of these packs. Let's see. There's a checklist. Get your own. It doesn't appear to say how many. It does feel thicker, like more like how this one was. So maybe we're looking at another 15 or so cards. And this pack is much, much different than any of the packs so far. It's like this weird plastic, and it does not want to give whatsoever. It gave at the beginning, but it's done now. It's done giving. Oh, there we go. There we go. Now, I just want to preface this part. I don't know much about WCW, so please forgive me if I don't know any of these people. I'm sure I'll know some, but like, I kind of doubt it. Like, I don't know that guy. Is that Sting? Doom? Who's Doom? Is that Doom? Is that Doom? Let's see. Doom. So that's Doom. Oh, Ron Simmons. Oh, that's Ron Simmons. What? And Butch Reed. Wait. What does it require to take the sting out of a scorpion? I'm very confused by this card. It says Doom, Ron Simmons, and Butch Reed. But I don't know. Maybe somebody in the comments can explain to me what exactly all this means. And we got Sting. We actually have a Sting card. Look at that. Now that is a card. Sting, 6'3", 262 pounds. The Scorpion Deathlock. There he is. There's young Sting. Next we have Dutch Mantel. Wow, now that's a name you hear all the time now in WWE. Dutch Mantel. He knows everything. He's the guy that gives all the info. 6'1", 228 pounds. Oil Trough, Texas. What a place to be from. The Freebirds, the fabulous Freebirds, the Freebird rule. I'm not sure if that's exactly these Freebirds, but I'm not sure if they were in WWE, went to WCW. But I do know the Freebird rule. I do know that. Michael P.S. Hayes. Didn't we get a other Michael Hayes card? I'm pretty sure we did. But that's cool. El Gigante. One of my most popular shorts is of this guy right here. Giant Gonzalez, El Gigante. 7'7", 435 pounds. Favorite food, the chewable kind. Okay, WCW. Here we go. Teddy Long, Theodore Long. Good old Teddy. I used to love watching Teddy on SmackDown. You're gonna go one-on-one with The Undertaker. That was a horrible impression of Teddy Long. I'm sorry for that one. Wow. And we got another Sting. Grappling somebody. Former World Heavyweight Champion Sting. 2 Sting cards in 1 pack. Terry Taylor. Now, maybe somebody can tell me below, but isn't this the guy who got like a red chicken gimmick? Like had to pretend like he's a rooster or something? The Red Rooster? I think that's this guy, but I'm not 100% sure. Once again, the fabulous Freebirds. Michael P.S. Hayes specifically. Mr. Wall Street. Is that just IRS? Is that just not IRS? And he just went to Mr. Wall Street? Is this something I never knew? Am I just finding this out right now? That he was IRS in WWE, but then he went to WCW and became Mr. Wall Street? Is that him? I think that's him. Lex Luger, WWE Hall of Famer. Look at that. Now that's a dope card. Boca Raton, Florida, the favorite hold, the Power Slam. That's an awesome get. And we got the Steiner brothers. Specifically, Rick Steiner. Now I don't know which one is Braun Breaker's dad. I know he's a Steiner, but I'm not sure which one is his dad. So that's another thing. Put that in the comments below. Which one is his dad so I know. That was a good pack. That was a very good pack. 2 Sting cards. 2 Sting cards. I'm kind of hoping, I'm really hoping, I'm not sure if I said this already, I don't want any duplicates. Like if we get same wrestler, I'm fine with that, but I don't want any dupe cards. I guess if I get dupe cards, I can just give them away to somebody. Like, see, we got Lex Luger again, but I'm just hoping it's not the exact same card. I'm really hoping. Sid Vicious. There we go. Good old Sid. The one thing I really know about Sid is that he, like, if I remember right, he broke his leg in a match, and I don't know if that was WWE or WCW. But yeah, Sid Vicious, former champion, world champion. I'm not sure if he was a world heavyweight champion. I do know he was a WWE champion, or I guess WWF at the time, to be more specific. And we got Doom again. So is Ron Simmons just Doom, or is this the tag team of Doom? That's one thing I don't. I know Ron Simmons. I know him as Ron Simmons. I know him as Farouk. But was he in a tag team called Doom? Or was he just known as Doom? Tommy Rich. Don't have a clue. Maybe this guy was the Red Rooster guy because he also looks like he could have been that guy as well. I know it was a white guy with blonde hair and then he just added red tips to his hair. We got Dutch Mantel again. Legendary person in the wrestling. Fabulous Freebirds again. Is this P.S. Hayes? Michael P.S. Hayes again. Different picture of him though. Lex Luger again. And it looks like He's doing something crazy. Teddy Long, so we are getting some of the same wrestlers. I'm just glad it's different cards. I would hate for him to be the exact same card. Sting again. Terry Taylor, this is the one guy that could be the Red Rooster as well. Fabulous Freebirds. Jimmy Jam Garvin. Mr. Wall Street, I'm telling you, that has to be IRS. That has to be. There's no way that's anybody else. And then once again, to end that pack, Lex Luger. Power slamming somebody. Who knows? 2 more packs left. All right, come on. There we go. There we go. Just rip her open. We start the pack with Sid Vicious against Sting, holding him up against the ropes. I wonder how many pictures there are that are like this that just never get used for anything. Ric Flair. Now there's a card. Choppin' Sting. Surfer Boy Sting, Ric Flair. Look at that. Now that's a card. I'm the latest and the greatest. Now this is probably the best card in my opinion so far. I was a big fan of Ric Flair when he was in Evolution growing up as a kid. Southern Boys. Don't have a clue who these people are. Steve Armstrong and Tracy Smothers. Maybe I should know who these people are. Maybe they became somebody else and this was like their first gimmick. Don't have a clue who these guys are. Not a single clue. Now this is a little different. We got a little checklist, 1 through 50. So we can actually go through our cards and see what we got. So like here we got Lex Luger, number 16. And so there seems to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 10 Lex Luger cards in this set of cards. But this is cool. And then we got 51 through 94. I wonder how high the numbers goes because this one is 133. So this is just a checklist, one of the checklists. But that's really cool. So now we can check and see who we have. Arn Anderson. 4 Horsemen. The Enforcer. That's a dope card. I believe he still works for WWE as well. Flying Brian. Who's Flying Brian? I don't know who this is. He kind of looks like a Jungle Boy Jack Perry. That's the closest thing I've got. Doom. At this point, he was just Doom in WCW. He had to have been. Or he was in the tag team called Doom. It's got to be, right? El Gigante again. Giant Gonzalez. Having this many cards is kind of crazy for how lackluster of a career he had. No offense to the man, but he didn't really do much in the world of wrestling. Or basketball. Flying Brian again. Still don't know. Don't have a clue. One of the Steiner brothers. No, both the Steiner brothers, but it's only got one of them on the front. So I don't know who that is. It's this guy, for sure, but I don't know which Steiner that is. Ricky Morton. Don't know. Figure 4, favorite hold. Probably stole it from Ric Flair. That's just a joke. I have no idea. And then we end it with Sid Vicious. And Lex Luger? Is that Lex Luger? I think that is Lex Luger. Him like holding his shoulder. Getting a nice shoulder hold on him. And last but not least, this last pack of cards for WCW. And man, this, I don't know if you can tell, but these packs, they are just not playing along. They do not want to be opened whatsoever. Flying Brian again. I really wish I knew who Flying Brian was, because right now I don't have a clue. And it don't look like he's holding anybody in this card. that is a weird looking card. He's not holding anybody. It's just like it's like they cut him out or something. That's weird. Huh. Strange. Doom again. Doom. El Gigante. The Red Rooster, maybe. Steiner Brothers again with their little doggy. Steiner Brothers. Ricky Morton. Sid Vicious. Doom again. Tommy Rich, the guy who could also be the Red Rooster for all I know. Dutch Mantel with the poncho. The Fabulous Freebirds. And we end it with Lex Luger. Didn't we start with Lex Luger? And we're ending with Lex Luger? Something like that. All right, and for the final pack, we have classic WWF 15 collectible wrestling cards. Start collecting today. I don't know if you can see that on there. And this one also doesn't say if it's going to have like cool cards or anything. I'm going to assume it's either going to be like WCW cards, where it's got like a picture of them and some facts on the back, or it's going to be like these WrestleMania classic cards where it's part of a match or it's just a shot of a match, something that happened after a match, something to that effect. But here we go. Last pack, and this one's opposite of the other ones. I gotta rip it this way to even open it. Let's see. Oh, they must have super glued this one. There we go, there we go. Now here we go. Ultimate Warrior. Now that's a good picture of Ultimate Warrior. Let's see what the backs look like. Oh, perfect. See? This is how you do a card. Show the stats. Hometown, parts unknown. I think I'm really going to like these cards. And here we have Smash of Demolition. These are really good, solid pictures. So far, I should say. But it is classic. So it is like this other pack because it also has the classic WWF logo. Hulk rules. Hulkamania. Running wild on you. Oh, now that is a beautiful card. Andre the Giant. And this time you can actually see his face as opposed to the other card where you just saw his back. That is a nice card. Yeah, Jimmy Superfly Snuka. Yeah. Got the Bushwhackers again. Honky Tonk Man used to have the Intercontinental Championship reign record. Can't remember how many days it was, but it's like over a year or something. Honky Tonk Man. I also like these little cool graphics that they're putting here. Like Bushwhackers is pretty cool. Andre the Giants was pretty cool. I like that. The Rockers. I got another Shawn Michaels card. There we go. And Marty Jannetty. Can't forget Marty Jannetty. So what does it have here? 463 pounds. Oh, it has their different hometowns. That's really cool. Got Haku with the Brain. Bobby the Brain Heenan. Isle of Tonga. Paul Roma. I don't have a single clue who this is. Unless he became somebody else. I don't know who Paul Roma is. Sorry, Paul Roma. Macho Man. That's awesome. I got a Macho Man card now too. All these packs have been amazing. Macho Man. Oh, the $1 Million Man, Ted DiBiase, with the championship. Now this is a nice card. This one though, I don't know if it's the picture itself or the card. Kind of looks a little faded. I'm thinking it's the picture because he's in the same background as like Macho Man. I think it's just the picture. Got Ultimate Warrior again. So many Ultimate Warriors. Real popular guy back in the day. Now, even better. The Andre the Giant card just got better. That is awesome. That is so cool. And then, what is this? Hulk rules. I don't know what this is. It's just a Hulk Rules card. Hulk Rules, Miss Elizabeth, Macho Man, Honky Tonk. Is this like telling you everybody who's going to be in it? All right. And that's all of the packs. Now, I have to put those in their top loaders. Now, I went through all of the cards and picked out my favorites. These are like, what, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. The top 11 cards I liked from all the packs. I think WCW has the advantage because they just had more cards. I had to pick Stone Cold because it's Stone Cold. The Hardy Boys, I already went over that. Chyna's just awesome. Kane is awesome. Dusty Rhodes I've always liked. You have to have Macho Man. If you get Macho Man, you have to pick Macho Man. You have to. Andre the Giant because of course. Ric Flair because I said Evolution. This one, Mr. Wall Street, I just find funny. So I picked it because I liked it. I guess this would be the top 10 of all the cards I got. But he's here because of Mr. Wall Street. That's just funny. El Gigante, like I said, my most popular short by far is about him. And for some reason, it just blew up. I have no idea why, but that's why he's here. And Sting, even though he's retired. Well, pretty much everyone here is retired or no longer with us, unfortunately, except for the Hardy Boys. Hardy Boys are the only ones still wrestling. This one right here is probably my favorite pack. Not a knock to any of the other packs, but this one was just beyond my expectations. Like Stone Cold, and you pick it up and it's got Thunderbolts. That's so cool. And you got the Hardy Boys with the WWF logo. That's so cool. Shamrock. You got Mr. Ass. You got the Brood. This one is just, it's whatever. But overall, I think this was a very good haul, especially with the cards I got. Like, this is definitely a roster. Every single person here, and I mean every single person you see on these cards is a Hall of Famer. Hands down, this is it. The top 11 of everything I've got. I would like to take this time to thank India, Ian, and the Old Time Junk Shop again for all these wonderful cards. And I'd like to thank you all for watching. Let me know down in the comments below what cards did you like, what cards were interesting to you. Thank you all for watching, and I'll see you next time. I did also say I was going to put this on my water bottle, and I wasn't joking. I'm actually going to do it. I used to have these stickers as a kid, and I always used to just hold them and keep them, and I always felt bad that I never actually used them as a sticker because on the back, they have like all the facts and everything, which I thought was cool. But I'm going to do it. I'm going to use it. If I can get it. If I can get it. There we go. That took so long for no reason. But here it is. I'm going to put it right here. Just so you know, I'm not just covering up the sticker. I have a whole bunch of other just random stickers. I'm trying to cover this entire water bottle. But let's see if we can line it up somewhat nice. And there we go. Sand Slash is now forever on my water bottle, along with Soundwave and some other random stuff.